Good morning, all. In previous lecture, we have seen first point as Fourier transform, main Fourier transform formulae, then Fourier cosine transform, Fourier sine transform, then Fourier integral point. In that Fourier integral, then Fourier sine integral, Fourier cosine integral, and their examples. Now we will see the third point is Parseval's identity of the Fourier transform. So there are three types of formulae for Parseval's identity. Main is Parseval identity for main Fourier transform, then Parseval identity for Fourier sine transform, Parseval identity for Fourier cosine transform. So let us see first formula. So Parseval identity for Fourier transform. So in each formulae, that is in Fourier transform, there are two sub formulae for non-repeated functions and for repeated functions. Then similarly for sine transform, Parseval identity formula, and cosine transform, Parseval's identity formula. In each formula there are two sub formulae for repeated and non-repeated functions. So in Parseval identity of Fourier transform there are two formulae. One is for non-repeated functions and other is for repeated function. So the formula is 1 by 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity fs g bar s ds equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity small fx g bar x dx, where g bar s is the complex conjugate of gs, small g bar x is complex conjugate of small gx. You So here this bar means specifically for complex conjugate. In previous example for Fourier transform we used f bar s. You can use fs also. So there are many notations for Fourier transform with bar notation and also without bar notation. So you can use any notation. So here in Parseval identity, this bar means your original meaning, that is complex conjugate. So complex conjugate means if gx is a function and then its Fourier transform is, you can say as gs. So gs equal to minus infinity to infinity gx e raised to minus isx dx. So this is we have taken from the formula fs equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity small fx e raised to minus isx dx, and where this is your Fourier transform formula, and then by inverse Fourier transform formula we find fx equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity inside fs and then e raised to isx dx. So this is the formula for fx, and we are taking this formula for small gx. So here complex conjugate means if this is gs and small gx formulae, then their complex conjugate only changes are we have to take the bar notation. So e raised to minus infinity to infinity, instead of gx take g bar x for g bar s, and instead of e raised to minus isx, as we are taking the complex conjugate, so e raised to minus isx changes to e raised to isx, because if z equal to a plus b, then its complex conjugate, if z equal to a plus ib, that is complex number, then its complex conjugate, this concept is related to complex number, and then its complex conjugate is a minus ib. So here e raised to minus isx changes to e raised to isx, because it contains, the power contains complex number, that is I. Similarly gx equal to this by inverse Fourier transform formula, then it's g bar x equal to 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity, instead of gs, here the number is, outside number is 1 upon root 2 pi. So here instead of gs we take g bar s, and instead of e raised to isx we take e raised to minus isx. So this is the meaning of complex conjugate. So here this is your first formula for fx and two functions fx and gx complex conjugate, that is g bar x. The next sub formula is for repeated function, that is fx is repeated. Then the formula is, Parseval identity formula is 1 by 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity mod fs bracket square ds equal to minus infinity to infinity mod fx square dx. So mod notation is, if z equal to a plus ib, z bar equal to a minus ib, mod z, the mod notation is for square root of a square plus b square. Mod z square is a square plus b square, or mod z square is your z into z bar. So this is the meaning of mod notation. So here these are the two formulae for Parseval identity for main Fourier transform. Then Parseval identity for cosine transform is 2 by pi. In main formula the limits are minus infinity to infinity and the outer constant is 1 by 2 pi. So here in cosine and sine transform, there is the outer number is 2 by pi and limits are from 0 to infinity. So this is the difference in Fourier transform, main in Fourier transform formula in cosine and sine. You can just remember only cosine transform Parseval identity formula. You can easily get the Parseval identity for sine transform. Only changes are, instead of C we have to change S. Instead of FCS we have to change FSS. Just this is the change. So 2 by pi 0 to infinity FCS GCS ds equal to 0 to infinity fx gx dx. For two functions fx and gx, this is your formula, and for repeated function fx, the formula is 2 by pi 0 to infinity mod fcs square ds it equal to 0 to infinity mod fx square dx. Same is for sine transform, only changes are fss, replace fcs by fss, gcs by gss, then fcs by fss and fx square as it is. So these are the Parseval's identity formulae. So in exam sometimes it is asked that by using Parseval's identity evaluate the integration, or just remember the type of these examples under the Parseval identity point. You can easily get that this example is of Parseval identity or not. So the first example is, evaluate the integration from 0 to infinity dx upon x square plus a square into x square plus b square. So here in previous example or in previous point we just asked the find the Fourier transform or find the Fourier integral representation, and hence evaluate the integration. This type of example we have seen in previous videos, but in this example just evaluate the integration, this is the type. So this type of example we have to solve by the Parseval identity. So here evaluate the integration limits are 0 to infinity. So in main Fourier transform the limits are minus infinity to infinity. In cosine and sine the limits are 0 to infinity. So we have to use cosine or sine transform formula for solving this. So here use cosine transform formula, because in Parseval's identity these are the main formulae, and also there are some standard results for easily solving examples using Parseval identity. So the results are, these are the four results, very important results are these. So remember as it is and use in the Parseval identity examples. So if FCS, that is cosine transform, equal to a upon x square plus a square, then its fx means its inverse Fourier cosine transform, then fx equal to e raised to minus ax. So this is the general function. If fx equal to e raised to minus x, then its Fourier cosine transform is a upon x square plus a square, it is fixed. Then second is, if fx is, here FCS means there is a s variable, so you can take a upon s square plus a square. You can change the variable also. So here second is if fx equal to x upon, in this constant upon function is given for cosine transform. But here there is a difference. Here fx is given and with variable upon. So x upon x square plus a square. If fx is x upon x square plus a square, for that the sine transform is pi by 2 e raised to minus s. Then if cosine transform is sin as upon s, then its fx is distributed in two functions. One is from 0 to a, otherwise 0 from when x is greater than a. And for if sine transform is 1 minus cos as upon s, this type of function is for fss, then its fx is directly we can write as 1 and 0 when 0 to a and x is greater than a. So these are the four standard results, or you can take as another formulae to solve the examples under the Parseval identity point. So here the first step is what? We have to see the function inside the integration. So here the function is 1 upon x square plus a square, 1 upon x square plus b square. And this 1 upon x square plus a square or 1 upon x square plus again constant square, that is same functions are given. So this function is matched with which formula? This formula contains x upon x square plus a square. This formula contains cos term. This formula contains sin term. This first formula is matched with this function, that is constant upon x square plus a square. Here in example, we have given only 1 upon x square plus a square or 1 upon x square plus b square. So here only a is not given, or for x square plus b square the numerator constant will be b. Here a and b are not given, but a and b are just constants. You can adjust while you solve the example. So if there is a constant absent, so it is okay, there is no any problem to apply that formula. So this function, these two functions 1 upon x square plus a square and 1 upon x square plus b square are matched with this first formula. So in first formula the transform is your particular cosine transform notation. So hence this function is matched with this. First step is what? We have to match the given inside integration function with these four formulae. And in this four formulae, which transform is used? That Parseval identity transform formula we have to use for finding the integration. That is, these functions are matched with this first formula. First formula contains cosine transform. Hence, we have to use cosine transform Parseval identity formula. So here, so which formula we have to use? If there are repeated functions, so you can take as a hint, that is if inside the integration squaring terms are present, then we have to use the second formula, that is repeated formula we have to use. If the squaring terms are given, here two functions separately are given, that is 1 upon x square plus a square is one function, 1 upon x square plus b square is second function. Hence we have to use cosine transform formula, first cosine transform formula. So here write this first formula, 2 by pi 0 to infinity fcs gcs ds equal to 0 to infinity fx gx dx. So here this 1 upon x square plus a square is your fcs and 1 upon x square plus b square is your, you can take as a second function, gcs. Then their fx and gx are e raised to minus ax, e raised to minus ax and e raised to minus bx. But this fx is for a upon function, and in this example a upon function is not present. So what we have to do? We have to adjust this a for denominator term x square plus a square and adjust b for denominator term x square plus b square. So here you can adjust this a and b as 1 upon ab integration from 0 to infinity a upon x square plus a square into b upon x square plus b square dx. So here for applying this first formula we adjusted a and b. So now you can take FCS equal to a upon x square plus a square, and its fx is by this formula e raised to minus ax. E raised to minus ax, and GCS equal to b upon x square plus b square, and its gx value is e raised to minus bx by this formula. Now we get all the values fx, gx, fcs, gs. All these four values we have to put in this first formula, Parseval's first formula. So 2 by pi. So 2 by pi integration from 0 to infinity. FCS value is a upon x square plus a square. GCS value is b upon x square plus b square, and ds these functions are we have taken, or it is given in x variable, and our formula is in the s variable. So you can change this x variable by s. So we get 2 by pi 0 to infinity a upon s square plus a square b upon s square plus b square, just for applying this formula, because left side contains s variable. So a upon s square plus a square b upon s square plus b square. ds is equal to integration from 0 to infinity fx value is e raised to minus ax, gx value is e raised to minus bx dx. Now we want this integration answer. So in both the integration we can easily solve the right side integration, that is integration from 0 to infinity. Merge these two exponential function e raised to minus a minus b, take x common dx, and its integration is, you can apply e raised to bracket formula because x power is 1 here, variable power is 1. So e raised to bracket is e raised to bracket upon bracket derivative, and bracket is minus a minus b into x. This is your b value, and its derivative is minus a minus b from 0 to infinity. So for e raised to minus infinity, put x equal to infinity and x equal to 0. So e raised to minus infinity is, or you can take e raised to minus common, a plus b x upon minus a plus b from 0 to infinity. Now you can put upper limit. So e raised to minus infinity into a plus b is infinity. So e raised to minus infinity is 0. Take 1 upon a plus b outside. So for upper limit it is 0, and for lower limit e raised to minus 0 is 1. So we get this minus minus get plus. So 1 upon a plus b. So on left side it is 2 by pi. Take ab outside, 0 to infinity, 1 upon s square plus a square, s square plus b square, ds is equal to 1 upon a plus b. So we want this integration. So 0 to infinity 1 upon s square plus a square, s square plus b square ds. Take this constant on RHS. So we get pi upon 2ab into a plus b. So as the s is dummy variable, you can change by x square plus a square, x square plus b square, and its answer is this. So this is your answer of the given integration by using Parseval identity of Fourier cosine transform. This first formula we have used here. So write these steps for this first example. So here uh, two steps are important for solving the example using Parseval identity. That compare the inside the integration function with this four formulae. Check that which transform is here used, cosine transform formula or sine transform formula. In four formulae there are only two formulae, cosine transform and sine transform. So which transform is used, we have to check first. Then if cosine transform is used in that formula, then use cosine transform formula for Parseval identity. And if sine transform formula we have to use, or it is given that there is a sine transform mentioned, then use sine transform Parseval identity formula. So this is the method. Next example is using Parseval identity, prove that 0 to infinity t square upon t square plus 1 bracket square dt equal to pi by 4. So here in first example you can see two different functions are given. So here there is a squaring terms are given. So might be you have to use the repeated Parseval identity formula. So here if you take, as the formulae are in x variable, so this t variable you can change, as this is dummy variable. So t upon t square plus 1, that is x upon x square plus 1. This is your one function, and if you take the square of this, so we get x square upon x square plus 1 bracket square, that is your inside function, inside integration sign function. So there are repeated terms given inside the integration sign. So here take fx equal to x upon x square plus 1, and this function or this equation is matched with, this term is matched with the which formula, variable upon variable square plus constant, that is x upon x square plus 1. Third and fourth formula contains sine term and cos term. First formula contain constant upon x square plus a square. This example contains variable upon, so this term matched with this second formula. So here we have to assume fx equal to x upon x square plus 1. X square plus 1 is given in, generally in formula it is given as x upon x square plus a square. If this function is your fx, then its sine transform is pi by 2 e raised to minus s. So in example, if you compare this x upon x square plus a square, the a square value is 1. So put here we get fss equal to pi by 2 e raised to minus a square value is 1, means a is 1. So e raised to minus s. So if fx equal to x upon x square plus 1, its fss is pi by 2 e raised to minus s. So here second formula we have to use here, because this equation, if we take this single term x upon x square plus 1 in the form of x variable, then this function matched with this second formula. This second formula contains sine transform, hence use sine transform Parseval identity formula. But which formula we have to use here? Because here squaring terms are given, so we have to use second formula for repeated functions. So here fx is x upon x square plus 1, and its fss from this formula is pi by 2 e raised to minus s. So fx value we get here, fss also. So fx and fss value we get, put these two values in this second formula, we get 2 by pi 0 to infinity. The formula is mod fss square is equal to 0 to infinity mod fx square dx. Put fss value pi by 2 e raised to minus s, and its square is pi square by 4 e raised to minus 2s with mod. Integration from 0 to infinity, fx value is x upon x square plus 1 mod square dx. Then simplify this 2 by pi square by 4, we get pi by 2, 0 to infinity e raised to minus 2s ds, and mod value is again same, e raised to minus 2s. Then 0 to infinity, neglect that mod function, so we get, after squaring we get x square upon 1 plus x square bracket square. So in both the integrations, this left side integration we can solve by regular method. So e raised to minus 2s integration is use e raised to bracket formula. So e raised to bracket integration is e raised to bracket upon derivative of bracket. So e raised to minus 2s integration is e raised to minus 2s upon minus 2s derivative with respect to s. So minus 2s derivative with respect to s is minus 2. Here b value is minus 2s. So simplify this, minus pi by 4 e raised to minus infinity. This is integration with respect to s. Hence put s equal to infinity and s equal to 0. So for put s equal to infinity, so e raised to minus infinity is 0. For lower limit, minus e raised to minus 0 is 1. So simplifying we get pi by 4. So pi by 4 equal to 0 to infinity, take on left side, 0 to infinity x square upon 1 plus x square bracket square. And this is your required integration, and its answer by Parseval identity or Parseval identity formula of sine transform is, we get its answer is pi by 4. As this x is dummy variable, you can change by the given example variable, that is t. So put x equal to t, we get t square upon 1 plus t square bracket square dt equal to pi by 4. So here squaring terms are given, hence we take the single term as x upon x square plus 1, and this function is matched with the second formula. This second formula contains sine transform, and hence we use the sine transform repeated Parseval identity formula. And in this we want two terms, that is fx value and fss value, and these both the terms we get from this formula. Put these two values from this formula in the Parseval identity formula, and simplifying from two integrations, one integration is easy. By using regular method you can solve that integration, we get the another integration answer, and that integration is your required example integration. Next is using Parseval identity, prove that integration from 0 to infinity sin at upon t into t square plus a square dt equal to this answer. So here sine term is given. So sine a variable upon variable, this we want to use the third formula. So here how to distribute these functions, because it contains three terms, sine term, t and s, a square plus t square. So as this contains sine term, so sine term matched with this third formula, and this sine term is in this type, that is sine a variable upon variable. So we have to take sine at upon t together and 1 upon t square plus a square separately. So sine at upon t, so formula contains s variable, so take or solve in that variable. So sine at upon t means sine as upon s. This is your one function, and another function is 1 upon t square plus a square. For that, to 1 upon t square plus a square means this function is matched with this first formula, constant upon x square plus a square, 1 upon t square plus a square. So for that, to use this formula we want a on numerator. In this, here a is absent, so adjust that a, that is take a upon t square plus a square as your second function. Here sine at upon t, that is in this formula variable we have sine as upon s. This is your first function or one function, and a upon t square plus a square, that is a upon s square plus a square as second function, and this function is matched with this formula, and its fx is e raised to minus ax. So its fx is e raised to minus ax, and second function second function take as gcs equal to sine as upon s. GCS equal to sine as upon a second function as GCS, and its fx is 1 and 0. So as this is GCS, so take gx equal to 1 and 0 from 0 to a and x greater than a. So here this example contains two functions. we distributed in two functions because this function is matched with these two functions, that is sin as upon s, that is sin at upon t as a one function, and 1 upon t square plus a square. 1 upon t square plus a square is matched with this first formula, but this first formula contains a on numerator, so take directly as a upon t square plus a square or a upon a square plus a square as first function, and this is as a second function. So fc is equal to this, gcs is equal to this. Their fx and gx are, from first formula fx is e raised to minus ax, and from second formula fx is 1 and 0. So here fx is e raised to minus ax, this is your g function, so gx equal to 1 and 0. Now we get all these values fx, gx and fc's, gcs. So here first and third formula, both formulae we are used here to find the fx and gx value from this first and third formulae. And first and third formulae, both the formulae contains the transform, cosine transform. Hence use cosine transform formula but not repeated formula, because here we get two functions separately, so use first formula. So put fx value, gx value, fcs value, gs value in this formula. So this is your formula, put here. We get 2 by pi 0 to infinity a sin as upon a square plus a square s is equal to 0 to now fx value is e raised to minus ax, put here, but for gx value the x limits are given, that is in between 0 to a only the gx value is exist, that is 1, otherwise it is 0, so we don't need to think about that 0 value. So here gx is limited for 0 to a, hence this limit 0 to infinity we have to change from 0 to infinity to 0 to a, because gx value is 1 for 0 to a. So put gx value as 1 from, and limits change the limits from 0 to infinity to 0 to a. Now left side, and now there are two integrations on left side and right side. Right side integration we can solve by the regular method. So e raised to minus ax integration is e raised to minus ax upon ax derivative is minus a, by using e raised to bracket formula. Put the limit 0 to a, so 1 upon minus a as it is, put x equal to a here, so e raised to minus a square minus e raised, put x equal to 0 here, e raised to minus 0 is 1. Merge this minus sign or multiply this minus 1 to this bracket, we get 1 by a, 1 minus e raised to minus a square. So this is the answer of this integration. But in prove that we want 0 to infinity sine term upon variable into squaring term, sine term upon variable term into squaring term. So this integration doesn't want this 2 by pi upon a, so this constant up 2 by pi and a take on RHS, so we get pi by 2 1 by a, which is your answer of this integration. And as the s is your dummy variable in the integration concept, so you can change this s by t, we get 0 to infinity sine at upon t square plus a square dt equal to this answer by using cosine transform Parseval identity formula. Next is there are two examples. Using Parseval identity, show that 0 to infinity dt upon t square plus 1 bracket square equal to pi by 4. Here again squaring term is given. So 1 upon, so you can take as a single term 1 upon t square plus 1. And this 1 upon t square plus 1, that is 1 upon variable square plus 1 is matched with this first formula. 1 upon, this second formula contains variable upon, hence we have to use first formula. First formula contains cosine transform, hence we have to use cosine transform formula but repeated formula, because this example contains repeated term. So here 1 upon s square plus 1 we have to take as a FCS equal to 1 upon s square plus 1, and for a upon x square plus a square fx is e raised to minus ax. Then for 1 upon x square plus 1, that is, this you can match with the original formula, first formula, a upon x square plus a square or s square plus a square. So this is the same as this. So by comparison we get a equal to 1. So here for a upon x square plus a square, fx is e raised to minus ax. Then for 1 upon x square plus 1, fx is e raised to minus 1 into x. So comparing this function from this first formula with the given example function, that is 1 upon t square plus 1 or 1 upon s square plus 1. So we have a value as 1. Hence fx is e raised to minus ax equal to e raised to minus x. So this is your FCS 1 upon s square plus 1, and fx is your e raised to minus x by using first formula. First formula contains cosine transform, so use cosine transform formula for repeated function, that is second function. So from this first formula we get fx value, FCS value. Fx value e raised to minus x, FCS is 1 upon s square plus 1. Put these two values in the Parseval identity second formula. So we have put FCS value is 1 upon s square plus 1 mod square, that is 1 upon s square plus 1 mod square. So take this square, 1 upon s square plus 1 bracket square. FCS value is your 1 upon s square plus 1. Then 2 by pi 0 to infinity 1 upon s square plus 1, take this square, ds equal to 0 to infinity e raised to minus x is your fx value, its square. So e raised to minus x square is e raised to minus 2x. Now we get left side and right side two integrations. In this right side integration we can solve by the regular method. So e raised to minus 2x integration is e raised to minus 2x, because this is your required integration. So we have to solve, of course, the right side integration. So e raised to minus 2x integration is e raised to minus 2x upon minus 2x derivative is minus 2 from 0 to infinity. So 1 upon minus 2 as it is, e raised to minus infinity is, put x equal to infinity and x equal to 0. So e raised to minus infinity is 0, e raised to minus 0 is 1. So minus minus plus half. So this is the answer of 2 by pi 0 to infinity, this term. But in exam we want only 0 to infinity dt upon t square plus 1 bracket square term. No need the constant term. So take this constant term on right side, we get pi by 4 is your answer of this. And as s is your dummy variable, change this s variable by t, we get dt upon t square plus 1 bracket square 0 to infinity, the value is pi by 4. So that is your required answer. Then next is 0 to infinity t square upon 4 plus t square 9 plus t square, or t square upon t square plus 4 t again t square plus 9. So here again there are squaring terms are given, so we have to use the squaring formula for from Parseval identity. So which formula we have to use here? So if we take this single term, or if you distribute this function as t upon t square plus 4, t upon t square plus 9, t upon t square plus 4, t upon t square plus 9. That is variable upon variable square plus 4, variable upon variable square plus 4. And this function is matched with variable upon means second example. So second example contains sine transform, hence we have to use sine transform Parseval formula. So here again as these squaring terms, but there are two functions are given. You can distribute these two functions as t upon t square plus 4, t upon t square plus 9. That is two separate functions are given. So we have to use this function t upon t square plus 4, t upon t square plus 9. This function is matched with this second formula. Second formula contains sine transform. Hence we have to use sine transform Parseval formula for non-repeated functions or two functions. So here so we want in our variable, in this variable, so replace this t by x. So x upon x square plus 4, x upon x square plus 9. So for, and compare this x upon x square plus 4. So as for x upon x square plus a square, the FSS is pi by 2 e raised to minus s. This is your second formula. Then for x upon x square plus 4, FSS is, instead of a square there is a 4. So a value is 2, and instead of a square there is a 9. So a value is 3. So put here a value 2 and a value 3. So we get FSS equal to pi by 2 e raised to minus 2s and pi by 2 e raised to minus 3s. So take the t upon t square plus 4 or this function as fx, because in second formula this function is your fx value, and in first formula the equations are quite similar, but this equation is for fx, that is inverse transform, and this equation is for transform. This is the difference. So we have to very accurately, we have to remember this formulae. So put this FSS, GSS, FX, GX value in the sine transform formula, first formula. So here we get 2 by pi 0 to infinity. This is your formula. Put here FSS, GSS value pi by 2 e raised to minus 2s, pi by 2 e raised to minus 3s. FX value x upon x square plus 4, GX is x upon x square plus 9. Simplify this, pi by 2 pi square by 2 by pi is get cancelled from this pi by 2. So only 1 pi by 2 is remaining, 0 to infinity e raised to minus 2s, e raised to minus 3s. Merging these two terms we get minus 2s minus 3s is minus 5s. And the right side integration is as it is, and this right side integration is now your required integration. So solve the left side integration. So e raised to minus 5s integration is e raised to minus 5s upon minus 5s derivative is minus 5. Use e raised to bracket derivative, e raised to bracket integration formula from 0 to infinity. So pi upon minus 10, 2 into minus 5 is 10. So minus pi by 10 take outside, e raised to minus infinity is 0, e raised to minus 0 is 1. Put here s equal to infinity and s equal to 0. Simplifying this we get pi by 10. So this is your pi by 10 answer of this right side integration. And as x is dummy variable, replace this x by t, which is your required integration, as the answer is your pi by 10. Then the next is evaluate 0 to infinity sine square x upon x square dx. So now if you see here, the squaring term are given, squaring term which repeated term is given. So here you can take sine x upon x as a function. So this sine x upon x, sine variable upon x, or you and this sine term is matched with this third formula, and this third formula contains sine as upon s. So we have to take single term as this formula is in s variable. So you can take as this, you can remember as FCS is equal to a upon a square plus s square. So here sine as upon s, here s variable contains, so change sine x upon x, from sine x upon x you can take as a FCS equal to sine s upon s. So if sine as upon s is there, then its fx is 1 0 from 0 to a and x greater than a. And this formula, this sine as upon s, from this we want for sine s upon s, that is here a value is 1. If you compare this sine as upon s with sine s upon s, we get a equal to 1. So put this a equal to 1 in this fx value. So we get fx equal to 1 and 0 from 0 to 1 and x greater than 1. So from this formula we directly get the value of fx as 1 and 0 1 is from 0 to 1 and x is greater than 1, because a value is here 1, because we are getting FCS equal to sin s upon s. For that function we get the fx value. So here we get fx value and FCS value from this third formula. Third formula is for cosine transform, so use cosine transform formula. And for repeated terms, because squaring terms are given, so we have to use second formula. So put FCS value and fx value here. FCS value and fx value in this example, in this formula we get, this is your formula. So 2 by pi 0 to infinity, FCS value is sin s upon s, so its square is sin square. You can take as a x as a dummy variable, you can take as a s also. I have written in x because the example is containing x variable, so you can just throughout solve the example in s variable also. And lastly you can change the s variable by x variable. So here FCS brackets, FCS mod square is sin s upon s mod square, that is sin square s upon s square ds is equal to 0 to infinity. As fx is exists for 0 to 1 limit, otherwise it is 0, so you can consider only first value, that is 1. Fx is 1 when x is in between 0 to 1, so we have to change this 0 to infinity limit by 0 to 1. So change this 0 to infinity by 0 to 1, because 1 to infinity fx value is 0, so if we put here we get 0 integration. So take only, you don't write this, you need not to write this calculation. So 0 to 1 fx value is 1, so mod 1 square is again 1 square, that is 1. And 1 dx means dx, and dx integration is x from 0 to 1. Put x equal to 1 and x equal to 0, we get 1 minus 0, that is 1. And on the left side we get 2 by pi 0 to infinity sin square s upon s square dx. Now take this 2 by pi on RHS, we get 0 to infinity sin square x upon x square dx equal to pi by 2, or sin square s upon s square ds is equal to pi by 2. And then whatever the variable is asked in this example, you can change that variable. So change this s by x, we get the required integration as 0 to infinity sin square x upon x square dx equal to pi by 2. So the given example is in another variable and your formulae are in another variable. So for having the easy calculation by applying this formulae, you can change the given example variables by these variables. You can easily get the answer in minimum steps. Next is 0 to infinity 1 minus cos x upon 1 minus cos x bracket square upon x square. So here again squaring terms are given. So this cos term is matched with this. So there is a term as 1 minus cos single term bracket upon s. So we have to use this fourth formula, and for fourth formula we have to take the only single term as 1 minus cos x upon x. So 1 minus cos x upon x is your single term. So that is your FSS value. So FSS equal to 1 minus cos s upon s. And this formula is like, for 1 minus cos as upon s, the fx value is 1 from 0 to a and x greater than a. And this formula we have to apply for 1 minus cos s upon s. 1 minus cos s upon s. So we get a value as 1. Put here a equal to 1. So we get fx equal to 1 and 0 when 0 less than x less than 1 and x greater than 1, we get value 0. So we have, from this fourth formula, we have fs is equal to 1 minus cos s upon s, fx equal to 1 and 0, from 0 to 1 and x greater than 1 it is 0, from this formula, because this cost term is, the example cost term is matched with this fourth formula. And here squaring terms are given, hence we have to use this fourth formula contains sine transform formula. So we have to use sine transform formula. But which formula? As there are squaring terms are given, hence we have to use second formula, repeated, for repeated functions. So we get fss value and fx value, put in this formula, fx value and fss value. So this is your formula. Put here fss value 1 minus cos s upon s, take mod square, that is 1 minus cos s upon x bracket square, 1 minus cos s bracket square upon s square. And on right side, fx value is 1 when 0 to 1. So change this limit 0 to infinity by 0 to 1. Put fx equal to 1, mod 1 square is 1 square, that is 1. That is dx 1 into dx is dx. Dx integration is x from 0 to 1. Put x equal to 1 and x equal to 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. On left side, take this, from left side they take this 2 by pi on right side. So we get 0 to infinity 1 minus cos s upon s bracket square ds equal to pi by 2 into 1, that is pi by 2. And replace this s by x, we get required integration. So 1 minus cos x upon x bracket square dx is pi by 2 again, because s is your dummy variable and we are used this s variable because the formula contains s variable. Solve this example in s variable, and lastly you can change the your required variable from the given example. Given example contains x, hence change the s by x. You get the same answer because there is a dummy variable concept. These and these two integrations are same. This integration is in s variable, this integration is in x variable. So there is no any change in the answer. So this integration answer is pi by 2. So this is also pi by 2. We will see the in the next example, the further examples we can see. Thank you.